Now in 1980, the International Association of Fire Chiefs produced this report. This is also on our website. It was called the International Association of Fire Chiefs Residential Smoke Alarm Report. And in this report, the fire chiefs said that they were concerned about the misleading advertising that some of the manufacturers had used to promote their ionisation smoke alarms. So they were warning the fire chiefs, who in turn were to warn the firefighters, about the defectiveness of the ionisation smoke alarm. And unfortunately, this was no match for the marketing of the manufacturers, because this basically fell on deaf ears again. And this was the fire chiefs themselves. They even talked about a way that the other fire chiefs, their colleagues, could do a test to actually, so they could see for themselves that these alarms were defective. And we've actually got a simulated test that you'll be able to have a look at later, where you can see for yourself. But anyway, that basically failed. That was in 1980. And since 1980, for 20 years, this whole debate has raged as to whether or not ionisation smoke alarms were as effective as everyone's been led to believe. Now in 1999, Carolyn Mayer, who's an investigative journalist for the Washington Post, which is one of the most reputable newspapers in America, she wrote this article, How Safe Are Products Bearing the UL Mark? This is a really, really interesting article, December 99, and in it she had interviewed over 100 senior people in the fire industry who were all complaining about Underwriters Laboratories' false testing for smoke alarms, that they were letting the alarms pass the test when there were serious problems with them. We're talking the Consumer Product Safety Commission, some serious heavyweights, fire chiefs, fire investigators were all saying the same thing. And what happened in here, Underwriters Laboratories said, well, yes, we'll look into this. This is serious stuff. We're going to fix it up. If there's a problem with our testing, we'll address it. That was why they said that 5 years ago. Okay, December 99. January 2000, 1 month after that, this film was called Silent Alarms. This came out and aired on national TV in Canada. Now at this stage, I actually ran a multinational company that had been marketing ionisation smoke alarms. I used to be a professional firefighter. I thought I knew everything about smoke alarms, and I trained this whole team of people in 2 countries to run around installing ionisation smoke alarms. But we sold so many of the damn things, it didn't take long before we started getting complaints. We had real life customers who had a real life fire and their alarms hadn't gone off. So of course this is happening in the late 90s, and then I come across this film which was played on national TV in Canada, which exposed the problem. It was an absolutely amazing film, and in this film it talked primarily about the Mercer case, where in 1993 Jennifer and Nathan Mercer put their 2 boys to sleep, Bradley and Travis, and mum and dad are downstairs watching TV, the boys are asleep, the baby monitor in their bedroom short circuits and starts smouldering. And after 20 minutes, the brand new alarm that Nathan Mercer had installed outside the boys' bedroom didn't detect the smoke. But Jennifer smelt smoke. She elbowed Nathan in the, I don't know where she elbowed him. She got him to run up the stairs. He couldn't even get up the stairs. There was so much heat and smoke. He smashed through the wall, and the film actually showed the boys' burnt bodies. Jennifer said she couldn't tell which boy was which. They got them both out. 6 days later, Bradley died. Travis was horrifically burnt and survived, but most of his face was burnt off. But anyway, in 1977, Judge Sean Tyler, May the 27th, 1977, bang went the gavel, and he says that a smoke detector that activates 19 minutes after smoke reaches its sensing chamber is like an airbag that activates 19 minutes after a car accident. And he awarded damages of $16.9 million against the smoke alarm manufacturer because they failed to disclose the known limitations of the detector to the consumers. Okay, so that's in the year 2000. That is an amazing film. It won an investigative award, the Dan Ruther Award for Investigative Journalism, and they did such a great job of exposing it, the film was litigated and it's now not able to be distributed. Because of course I've now got a copy of this film. Bear in mind I've been running an organisation promoting ionisation smoke alarms and I'm spewing. I'm an ex-firey and I am hopping mad that this damn film, not this is a great film, but these alarms that we've been promoting are effective. They actually showed in here some tests by Dr. Don B. Russell, who's a professor at the Texas A&M University, and did independent scientific tests which show conclusively that in a slow smouldering fire, ionization alarms do not work properly. The failure rate in those tests was over 75%. And as he says in his own words, every time you do the test, it's a repeatable test and they don't work.